All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the video where we'll do the weekly analysis for the upcoming week on the NASDAQ 100. Before we begin, if you're new to the channel, we always start with a word of prayer. So God, thank you again for your blessings. Thank you again for another opportunity to trade and to discuss ideas and to prepare for the upcoming week. We ask that you will be with us. Bless anyone watching this video. May it be a source of inspiration to them, and may we all succeed together. We pray. Amen. All right, guys. Those of you, again, if you have not had a chance to see the review video of last week, go back and check it. There is a lot of content there as it related to the market and how it was traded last week. Going right into it, those of you who are new to these series of videos, I post them every week, and this is just my take on the market based on the Auber strategy and based on how it is, how we see the markets. Just want to address one thing in the video. Guys, it's been a number of years that I've been doing this right now, and a number of people have expressed interest in what I'm doing, and they have used it to their advantage. As of such, this is a movement that has been created. One person has dubbed it Auber Nation. I do know that on TradingView, a lot of you may have concerns about posts that you have seen pop up. Now, let me just be categorically clear. TradingView has blocked me from social comments and social activities on their platform. I've been banned for life on there. Now, you will see as a result of the Auber Nation following, you will see ideas pop up on TradingView from time to time. Just so you know, I see nothing that's contrary to what I have been sharing in my videos. Some of you may have concern, but I can guarantee you I've been monitoring it and I've been seeing it. And trust me, I stand behind it. One thing I will tell you is that a number of people who probably have expressed concern last week actually went against the trend for sells and ended up losing. But so far, the posts have been 100% on point. They follow the Auber strategy. We're a nation, we're a team. It's the Auber Nation forever. There's one Auber strategy. So guess what? If you want to be successful, you get on board. There's no charge for this. This is just me sharing my views. A number of people have adapted the strategy. You may not like it, but I can tell you it's 100% accurate. And I will say that without apology. Once you follow the steps, once you follow what needs to be done and trade the market from a higher low to a higher high perspective, trust me, I guarantee you will be successful. So that's all I just want to say on that. So jumping into this week's video, I intentionally started with this so I could actually show you these trend lines that I've drawn for a number of weeks. As you will see, the channel, you saw that we had a break of the channel and it created a new level of support. From that level of support, price has bounced up. It actually threaded the lower level trend line for a bit before breaking above. Now the price is actually above the lower level trend line right now, working its way towards that upper level trend line. One thing I just wanted to point out just for clarity, this argument I will put to rest. This has given me 100% confidence, even more confident to say unapologetically that the Auber strategy is 100% correct. And the reason why I will say this without apology is that those of you will remember, and I will pull up the video the chart just for clarity. I posted this chart on I think it was the 31st of December 2024, where I gave 5 take profit levels that the NASDAQ 100 would hit in 2025. Many people ridiculed, many people jeered, many people said I was cocky, I was overconfident, and this, that, and yada, 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 yada. Okay. So I'm going to pull the chart up right now. So just so you know, I will show you. I've always said, and I've always maintained the Auber strategy. Once you buy from your largest higher low, you are guaranteed to make it to your largest higher, to your next all-time high. Buy from your largest higher low, you are guaranteed to go and break the all-time high again. The problem most people have is that they do not like to wait. They think they have to trade every single day, every hour of the day, every minute of the day, and so they don't wait on their setups. And when they should be waiting, they're trading. And when they are trading, they should be waiting, and vice versa. All right. So let me just pull up this here, right here. This is my chart that I published for the 2025 projections. Here we go. These are the guaranteed projections. These are my take profit levels. Okay. They're posted from right here. As you'll see, this is December 24 in that region right there. So you have TP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, this is where price is right now. This is my last TP. Okay. It has smashed that TP and it will continue going. No ifs, nor buts, nor maybes. The price is going to continue going. So those of you who have been expecting sells, sorry, ain't going to happen. Now, a lot of you got excited when the market did this earlier in the year. It's like, oh, yeah, see, we told you. Oh, yeah. Guys, when the market is selling, I am not buying. Okay? I take profits on the higher highs and then I wait. Okay? I take profits on my higher highs and then I wait. Okay, so all of you who tried to buy from here expecting to reach here, unless you had some super large accounts, you would have gotten obliterated when the price came here. However, you must learn to wait. When the price gets to a higher high, it is going to retrace and you wait on your largest higher low and then you continue buying. All right. So all of you who got excited over here, look at what price did. It gradually came back, worked its way up, lots of consolidation, higher lows to the higher highs. And now we're at all-time highs. A series of all-time highs have been created, and the market will continuously do that. Okay. So let me just put that to rest. I have no apologies for the Auber strategy. I have absolutely no apologies for anybody who thinks that for some reason it works until it doesn't work. There has never been a time in the history of the NASDAQ 100 where you look at your monthly time frame, which is the largest time frame that we're trading right now. There's never been a time where the market has made lower highs to lower lows on the monthly time frame. And until that has started to happen, this market will be 100% bullish. Okay. So now that we get out of the way, let me just go back to our analysis for the week. So this week, this is where we are. All right. This is the channel that has been drawn. Notice what the price has been doing. And this is where we ended last week. Okay. No ifs, nor buts, nor maybes. Okay. Now, you might wonder why these vertical lines there. If you're new, let me explain to you. Each one of these blue lines represents my weekly boundaries. So I go Sunday to Sunday. And then, of course, I have my daily boundaries, which is, at the end of each market close. If you want a tutorial as to how I draw my lines, I do have videos saved in the archive on YouTube that you're able to go back and watch and see exactly what I do in order to draw my lines. I do the same thing every single week. Does not change. The only thing that changes on a weekly basis is that, of course, I add 5 additional days with a new weekly boundary. That's the only thing that changes. Okay. All right. So going back, and let me drop down to my 1 hour. So on my 1 hour, you will notice this is all of last week. We started off with a higher low on Monday, went up, completed a higher high on Tuesday, came back, made a higher low. Notice it went and made a lower high. So we had that break in structure. We had the new low, which was formed. But in order for the structure to be completed, you would need to have a lower high to lower low. See last week's video where I give you the explanation for that. Instead of getting a lower high to a lower low, what you got was a break straight towards the upside to make a new high, which tells you that the market went right back into structure. And it confirmed this by giving you a higher low to a higher high. So those of you who were selling, I'm not sure what confirmation you saw in the market that showed you that this market was making a lower high, lower low. Because if the market is not making lower highs, lower lows, there's no reason for you to be selling. Until the market is making lower highs, lower lows on the time frame that you're going to be entering in, you should not be taking any sells. Okay. All right. Real quick, let me jump up to my monthly time frame just for context. So if I go on my monthly time frame, this is the NASDAQ 100 from inception. As you can see, lower highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, all the way up to the current higher high that we are at right now. Okay. So it just makes it so easy. And a lot of people ask, do I trade any other pairs or any insurance? No, I don't. I only trade the NASDAQ 100 because guess what? I don't need to trade anything else. I can make everything that I need from one instrument. And I've dedicated my life's work, okay, just to trade in this instrument. Does the strategy work on other pairs? Absolutely. Do I trade other pairs? Absolutely not. Why? Because the NASDAQ 100 is the easiest thing to trade because it only makes higher lows, higher highs. And trust me, that's all you need in order to make money. The aim of the game in trading is to make money. So guess what? If you find the sauce that makes you the fastest money and the most consistent money, you stick with it. I can trade any pair, I can trade any instrument, but I don't need to trade anything else other than NASDAQ 100. All right. So if you choose to trade gold, fine, perfect. Learn your pair, learn your instrument, learn the characteristics of that instrument, and stop jumping around and trying to trade 20 different pairs. Doesn't make you any more money. All it does is just confuses you because every pair has its own characteristics. All right. So going back to this week, what am I expecting for next week? Well, price completed a higher high, all-time high on Friday. Okay. So just so you know, I cannot continue buying from a higher high. Now that I took my profits on Friday and I'm out of the market, now I'm waiting for the next higher low so that I can continue my buys towards another set of all-time highs. Where are my take profit levels going to be? Guess what? Easy. 25026.6. That's my 261%. Now, you will notice it's a little bit different from the fibs last week. The reason is I readjusted my fibs based on the new higher high to low that we had on the 2 hour. So this is now my starting point on my fibs as opposed to before where I started here to here. Okay, so the 261% actually fell lower. The 161% fell lower. However, the price is still moving in that upward trajectory. Okay, so price will break this line and price will eventually break this trend line right here. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm looking for this week. It's real simple. Look at the weeks. Always look to your left. What is price doing? And when you look at the price has always been making higher lows to higher highs. Look at this. Is there any bearish activity in this that tells you that this price is going to be in free fall? Absolutely not. Even when you had this big drop at the beginning of the year to come down here, guess what? It's still higher than a previous point to your left. So let's look at it. This was the green line. That was the support. Has price gone lower than that green line? Yes. Price is coming from below that green line, and it has gone above that green line. And since it came and retested this green line, it has gone up since. So it found support right here, and it's continuing to go up. So again, what am I expecting for this week? Exactly what I did and expected last week. Higher lows to higher highs. However, I must wait for the right opportunity in order to buy. So if price is at a higher high right here, I'm now going to be looking for the time frames that are giving me my higher lows and choosing the largest one that gives me a higher low, and then I buy to another all-time. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a quick trick that I learned probably about maybe 4.5 years ago. Somebody said it to me. I didn't know exactly how to apply it, but the more I studied and the more I understood NASDAQ 100, I realized how solid that piece of advice was and how easy it is to make your trading come alive. Okay, so let's just use the backtest tool for a bit. So let's go backtest, and we're just gonna go here. Okay, let me show you something that somebody said to me. All right, he said, listen, one of the ways I trade is I keep it simple. He was a swing trader. He says, listen, all I do, I come on the NASDAQ 100, okay? I draw a vertical line. Sorry, a horizontal line. Sorry, horizontal line. So we're going to use this horizontal line right here. Let me make it thick just so I know it. So it's a 4. We use this horizontal line, right? Okay? Now, he says, all I do, I draw a horizontal line. And once price closes above that line, then I go in for my buys. And that's it. Now, here's the thing. Let's say I came in and I drew my horizontal line right here. Okay? All right. Guess what? Am I expecting price to continue up? Yes. But guess what? I need to see price come below that line or whatever it is before I start trading. So let's look at what the price did. So we went here. All right. Let me see if I can speed this up a little bit. All right. So we did that. So you just drew the line. Why is it not playing? Okay, it should be playing. I'm not sure why. All right. So let's do that. So this is the horizontal line. Well, let me just take this out and just do it. Okay. That's the line that I drew. Okay. From here. Look at what price did. It came down. It broke below the line. All right. Okay. So it says as soon as price comes up and it closes above the line, he just goes in. That's exactly what happened. Look, price came down, came back above the line. You enter the trade right here. Look at what it did. You're in profit right there. Take your profits on your higher highs. Remember, it's higher lows to higher highs. Came here, took the profit. Guess what? The line is here again. Guess what? It came back right down to the line. Came right back above the line. As soon as it came above the line, take it. Look at it. Just hold the trade. That's it. That is it. It's as simple as that. Now, don't take my word for it. Just draw any vertical line. Go back and back test. Anything I'm telling you guys, go back and back test. Just put in a line anywhere. So we put a line right there. Here we go. Okay. So as soon as the price breaks above the line, you take the trade. So here we go. Price came down, it went down, and everything like that, right? So you should not be entering looking for the buys right there. You want to wait. You want to wait, okay? Price comes, came above the line and everything like that. But however, when it came above the line, you saw that it gave you that resistance point. You wait. Even if you enter on the trade right here, once it came and broke above the line and it went this, guess what? You would be in profit a number of times. This would be a lower high at some point right here. So this would tell you the market is not making higher lows to higher highs. So you'd want to come out of the trade. Okay, you want proof of that? Well, let's use the backtest tool. Look at it. Put it right there. Let's put it there so you can see it. Okay, look at it. See? Lower high right there. So price came in, you got a lower high. You would have gotten out. Okay, waited, came down here, it's below the line again. It came up here, guess what? You're at a lower high again. Get out. Wait for it to come back down. It came back up, broke above the line, came back to the line. You take the trade, you have this retracement. But look at what it did. Once it broke above that line, it kept going. Price just kept going. Look at that. Now we start making higher lows to higher highs. See that? So it makes it a whole lot simpler. But again, like I said, it's not just, please don't go and tell anybody that. Just draw a vertical line and just wait. It comes with practice, guys. But I'm just showing you the concept that, listen, every single high that the NASDAQ makes will be broken. And you have to understand, every single horizontal line, at some point in time, it starts off as resistance. Okay? And then goes down, but it comes up, and at some point in time, that resistance is going to become support. As soon as that line becomes support, like we have right here, guess what? You enter the trade and you wait. It's as simple as that. Okay? And I know people there tell you, oh, he's not telling you anything new. Yeah, I'm not telling you anything new. That's true. But guess what? How many people have been able to use that old information successfully and still be in profit? And if it's nothing new, why do you still keep selling a market that is 100% bullish? And then cry and complain when you actually lose, and cry and complain and saying, oh, the market is not moving the right way. The market is sluggish. Yeah, it's sluggish because you are going opposite to the market. The cool thing about the NASDAQ 100 is that whenever you are in trend, as in last week, okay, and you're going the right direction of the trend, you'll always be in profit. Okay, so again, here we go. All of this here. So it came in, we took this higher low. I actually took this trade. And I was here, and then finally came here and made this lower high. And I was like, okay, fine. It made a lower high. Guess what? I'm going to take my profit and I'm going to wait. Okay. I actually took the profit here, but I actually entered a sell. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go because it was the Wednesday. It was FOMC. I said, let me take my profit. I'm in profit. So when it came down and it actually did this, I was like, yep, I'm out of the market and I'm out. Now, when it came down, truthfully, I was expecting it to go a little bit lower. So I was a little bit apprehensive about taking the buy, and I didn't. Okay. And so it shot up. So this afternoon, I was completely out of the trade. But then guess what? I found support levels in order to be able to take the trade as a continuation. I think I took the trade somewhere here, up in this level here. Came down, it had this retracement, it went up, I was in profit, came back down to entry. I was in red for a little bit, and then it just shot right up and just kept going. Again, the concept of the horizontal line. Look at this. Okay, so let's say I came in here. Okay, now this line is not going to be 100% straight, but here we go. So you came in here. All right, let's say you came in here. Price came down. Okay, fine, you're in the red. No need for concern. It came down. It just wicked right back up and went up. You're in profit. Didn't take my profit because guess what? I know it's going to make higher lows to higher highs because it broke back in structure right here. So it came back down. Guess what? I'm in the red right now. I'm still not panicking because now I have a higher low. And once I have this higher low, it's a matter of time before price breaks above. Notice price came, broke above, came back down, retested. This support line, sorry, this resistance line is now support. Came back, tested on the line, shot right back up. This is where we ended on Friday. All right. And that is what gives me the confidence to tell you that this market is 100% bullish and it will continue being 100% bullish. Okay. So the only thing that I'm looking for this week, guys, is that I'm waiting for my entry points in order to get in. Took my profit on Friday. I'm out of the market. I'm waiting for higher lows to give me those confirmations so that I can go in. Now, let me show you another trick for this week. Okay, here we go. This here was a break line. Okay, this was a higher high point that was broken. All right, this is a serious higher high point that was broken. So here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. This was a previous higher high from last week. And let's do this. Let's do the back test and then just put that higher high line right there. And just so I'm going to help you out with this. So this higher high point was 24,608.8. So we go 24,608.8. All right, that's where we are. So let's change the thickness on that. I'm just going to do a 1, just so I don't get confused. Okay, that's the last higher high point that was created. So look at what this is now your resistance line. Price came down, it made this higher low. Okay, look at what happened. Price came up, it went down, found support, broke it. All right, now price is there. At some point in time, I'm looking to enter my trades, right? Because I know that price is going to go above here. Now, a safe trade to do is to wait for the price to come up, break above, come back and retest the line. Okay. Other people have different methods. I choose to wait till it breaks below the line. I get a better entry and I'm up because I know price will break that. So here's what you can do. So for example, this is now the current all-time high. So every single time frame, this is the high for the highest point at every time frame has gone right now. So to be on the safe side, I know that price is going to come back and break above this line. Okay. However, I'm not going to go into a buy right here and expect to continue going up. No, I want to wait for a retracement. And when I get that retracement, okay, it's a better entry for me. I'm going to come, not take profit at this line, okay, because I'm expecting price to continue. And I think I've mentioned to you guys that once price broke above this line on Friday, I'm expecting price to continue. And this is going to be, upwards of this level is going to be my take profit. For last week, I think the take profit based on the fib level that I had was 25,629.9. I'm going to put that number in. So it's 25,629.9. Let's do that. 25,629.9. 25,629.9. All right, let's do that. All right, this is where I actually have it. And, I know price is going to get here. So what you can do on NASDAQ 100, if you really want to set take profits as a swing trader and continue to take your largest higher lows, you can set any vertical line above because the price will get there. At some point in time, it will get there. I choose to use my fib levels. So now my current fib level is 25,026.6. Last week it was here, and the reason it was here because again, like I explained to you before, on my 2-hour, I now adjusted my fibs to actually account for this higher high to this low, as opposed to having this here. All right. Now let me show you the difference. So the fib that I had used last week was here to here. And I mean, this is rough. I'm not using specific points. Okay. So which means this is where the level was for last week. Okay. This is the new level based on the fib that I'd used. Now this fib is still valid. Okay. So this is gonna get broken. This is gonna get broken. All right. No questions about that. So I have no problems with those take profits that I have. I can literally have swing trades and just keep them running until that point. So absolutely not worried about that where that's concerned. Right now I'm just focusing on getting my levels in and getting the entry for this week. Now, real quick, let's say, for example, now this line here, remember, I put this line in because this was the higher high point from Thursday that actually got broken and the price closed above it. Okay. Once price breaks a line and closes above it, that's a sign to tell it's going to continue. Okay. Closes above it, it's going to continue. The market is making higher lows to higher highs. Therefore, the trend is always towards the buy side. So once you see price come and breaks through a line, a resistance line that you had, it is going to continue. Okay. Not so with the sells. Not so with the sells. Okay. Price will break through a line on the sells and everything. But guess what? It just turns around and continues going. All right. So if we measure from this line to, let's say, this my take profit line, let's see how many pips that's going to be. All right. Or how many points, depending on how you look at it. Okay. Price comes here, that's 3,400 pips. Remember, I only need 2,500 based on the leverage that I have from my broker to double my account in 1 day. So if I get a good entry, not if, when I get a good entry for my next trade, guess what? My take profit is going to be here. Okay. If I come all the way down here, let's say from this point, and I retrace and I come down, let's say 2,500 pips, which would probably put me somewhere in this region right here, just below Friday's low, all the better. I can literally take a trade from that level and take profit on my previous higher high because I already know that price has gone there. And guess what? I know price will return there because it has to break that level to continue going because the market is making higher lows to higher highs. That's the beauty of trend trading, guys. That's the beauty of waiting. Stop trying to sell a market that is bullish. Stop. It makes absolutely no sense. Do not make the same mistake a lot of people have made. I used to make that mistake to my detriment for years. Stop trying to sell a market that is bullish. NASDAQ 100 is 100% bullish. All you have to do is to learn to wait for the right setups and buy to your all-time highs. So guys, that's all I have for you this week. Sorry, no doom and gloom story. I'm not expecting the market to crash. Sorry for those of you who are still waiting, still expecting that crash to happen. That will never come. Stop anticipating the sell and trade what the market gives you. The market is 100% bullish and it will continue to be so. Thank you again, guys, for watching. God, thank you again for your blessing and for your goodness. Thank you. May we have a wonderful trading week. May we continue to be successful and consistent. We thank you and we love you. Amen. All right, guys, take care and I'll see you next time.